The Central New York Reining Horse Association is hosting the Northeast Breeders' Trust Futurity and the Rookie Shootout, two events that give back to owners.
The first place Stallion Award is getting $2,500 this year.
And rookie riders.
I loved it. When I heard about it, I was like, I have to do it.
We'll have the highlights. Plus, if you think you'd like a career in horses, we'll tell you about a New York college that could be the place for you.
We have a Western program, Hunt Seat program, Draft Horse program with the 6-horse Belgian hitch.
Coming up on Your Horse Inside and Out, sponsored by Behringer Ingelheim, we're going to talk about rhino abortions and mares.
Keeping foals safe is simple. Dr. Joe will tell you how. And this is the kind of story that psychs up aspiring breeders.
I bought her for $2,000.
An Oklahoma family who started breeding one mare and ended up with the Equistat leading dam for 2016. That's all coming up on Horse of the West.
The Western horse was a master of a hard world, pitted for centuries against half-wild bovines. Ferocious predators, brutal weather, and the sheer size of the country they had to cover. Their descendants are still nimble, fast, and courageous, with a rock-solid disposition that makes them beloved the world over. In this next half hour, you'll see them in action here on Horse of the West.
Welcome to the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse. The Central New York Reining Horse Association has developed a pair of unique events that are getting rave reviews. One is the Rookie Shootout, sponsored by DECRA Veterinary Products.
We have an equine product called OSFOS that is to help the clinical signs of navicular syndrome.
They wanted to sponsor something, and we were looking for a sponsor to do the Rookie Shootout, and they wanted to do $1,000, so we put it all into the Rookie, and we made it so that as long as you're a member of the Central New York Reining Association, that the entry fee was free, and if you weren't a member, you just had to join, and then it was free.
I loved it. When I heard about it, I was like, I have to do it, you know. I'm rookie eligible, and I thought it was really fun, you know. I think they should do it more often.
We always feel that some of the rookie riders and the lower levels get a little overlooked, so we were hoping to reach out to them in a special way and let them know that Central New York as a club appreciates their time, their effort, and their support.
In the meantime, Kyle Cady of Dover, Delaware gets us started on board Check's Melody, an 11-year-old gelding by Mr. Melody Jack out of Check's Alita, a full sister to NRHA Hall of Fame member Wimpy's Little Step.
It went real good. He stayed true all the way, going up and down the middle, stopping. Went fast in the circles, came back when I got to the middle, turned good. He was great. This is my first year showing, and in all honesty, I couldn't have asked for a better horse. He is flawless. I mean, he runs off a little bit. He's a good old war horse. Runs off a little bit around the ends, but he's been perfect all year long. I couldn't ask for anything better.
The two judges in this rookie class reward Kyle and Check's Melody with a 139.5. The number of judges in an NRHA class ranges from 1 to 5 depending on the total purse. 70 is the base score with points added or deducted based on performance of the maneuvers. Men and women, mares, stallions, and geldings all compete equally. Gabrielle Farina made the trip to Syracuse from Easton, Connecticut. She's riding a Kilo of Whiz by NRHA $1 million sire Walla Walla Whiz.
He's 5 years old. I've had him since he was 3. He hasn't been shown too much, and this year I'm starting to show him more, and we're getting the hang of things.
Wally, as she calls her horse, has only been shown twice, so it's all a little bit new, but they managed to earn a 136 from the judges.
I was really nervous, so, you know, I got in my own head, but he was pretty good handling me getting nervous, and he listened really well, so I'm happy with it.
Krista Bolt of Stafford, New York says this 6-year-old gelding, Big Dazzle by Big Checks to Cash, has only been shown 2 times.
But he was real green when we got him, and I'm a green rider myself and just did some rookie this year, so I'm happy to have gotten where I have with him.
Krista is happy with her 138 from the judges.
We still have a problem with the lead change, actually, especially slow to fast, and this was a slow to fast, and we did conquer that this time.
New Yorker Callie George is an equine science management major at Mooresville State College, where she has also excelled in lacrosse. Callie's riding a horse owned by the Mooresville College Foundation as part of an internship.
I showed him in the Green Rainer last year, and we did pretty well, so I'm showing him in the Rookie this year.
Callie and Petrasia's Prince by Little and Loud mark a solid 136.5.
I think we did really well. He waited on me, we turned well, we ran our circles really well. The main thing is just him waiting on me. It was really good.
Morrisville State College is about an hour away from Syracuse and offers students the opportunity to prepare for just about any equestrian career.
We have a Western program, Hunt Seat program, Draft Horse program with the 6-horse Belgian hitch. We have a standard bred harness racing program. We are the only college in the nation that offers a hands-on standard bred harness racing program. We have a thoroughbred racing program, which is the only program in the nation where the kids are involved with the training and the riding and the breezing and the racing of the horses. We have an equine rehabilitation facility and a rehab program for the students. We have a business management aspect along with a great ag business program at the college.
Maureen Venables of Spencerville, Ontario is riding Walla Ella Wiz, a 7-year-old mare by Walla Walla Wiz. They earn a big 138, which is going to tie them for second with Krista Bolt and Big Dazzle. That means for now, Kyle, Katie, and Chex Melody hold on to their lead with a 139.5 they marked right at the beginning of the class. But now here's Dustin Milholland of Perry, New York to take a run at that lead on the back of Rugged Rowdy by NRHA $1 million sire Rowdy Yankee. Dustin and his family are new to reining.
Grew up in 4-H and then we started pulling draft horses.
They have found a perfect beginner's horse in Rugged Rowdy.
He's probably one of the easiest horses to be around. I can take him in and do that with him, and then my 5-year-old can get on him and go walk jogging, so he's pretty quiet.
They have a really nice run, but it's not going to be quite enough to take the lead. They end up with a 138, which will put Dustin and Rugged Rowdy in a 3-way tie for second. It seems he's been bitten by the reigning bug.
We're going to keep going. Hopefully the kids get into it. They seem to like it a lot, so we're going to keep going as long as we can, and hopefully they get into it and we can go a little further away and do some bigger shows. But we're having fun with it.
Our very last horse is John Jobin's 14-year-old gelding, Little Rough Gay Badger by NRHA $3 million sire, Little Rough Peppy. John, who came in from St. Lazare, Quebec, says his mount is a pro.
He's such a good horse. He'll take care of me more time than others, and he was good. And I mean, the stops are something I have to work on with him, but I mean, it's more issues from me than it is for him. He's great. I mean, he's just good-natured and loves everybody, and that's a heck of a lot of fun to have around.
John likes the cash put up for the rookie shootout, but he says that's not really why he's here.
I know that Syracuse brings in a lot of hard, tough competition, and I just wanted to fare well against everybody.
And he does. John Jobin and Little Rough Gay Badger earn a 143 from the judges to win the Central New York Reining Horse Association Rookie Shootout, sponsored by Decker.
I'm on a cloud right now.
When we come back, she was this family's go-to horse for everything.
The first big NRHA show I showed was at the Derby.
I've done the hunter hack, the hunt seat equitation.
I've done steer breakaway, I've headed on her, I've heeled on her, I've steer stopped on her, I've breakawayed off of her.
I ride her in the pasture sometimes.
But now that she's the illustrious dam of an NRHA Futurity champion, has her life changed much? Not really. They still let this Equistat leading mare for 2016 be just a regular horse. Coverage of the Central New York Reining Horse Association Northeast Breeders' Trust Futurity and DECRA Rookie Shootout are generously sponsored by Morrisville State College and Little Dreamin' Magnum.
You're watching Horse of the West on RFD TV, presented by the Oklahoma City Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the horse you've been hearing about, Little Dreamin' Magnum and Jeremy Gates.
Lil Dreamin' Magnum by NRHA Hall of Fame member Magnum Chick Dream. Out of 2016 Equistat top producer Mayo Starlight by Patty's Irish Whiskey, son of Peppy Sandbadger. Lil Dreamin' Magnum offers superior genetics and proven performance. Contact Stony Ford Reining Horses in Campbell Hall, New York.
Take a look at OKC now, and everything you see is OKC new. It's new sights, new sounds, it's new inspirations, and new sensations. It's where modern originals meet cutting-edge cool. That's OKC New. Go to visitokc.com to find out what's new. Hint, it's everything. Because around here, it isn't just new, it's OKC New.
If you've been waiting for the perfect time to buy Inside Raining Training Secrets DVDs, this is it. While supplies last, order all 9 for just $59.99 with free shipping in the continental U.S. Learn training secrets from Hall of Fame members like Sean Flaherty and Tim McQuay and nearly all of NRHA's $1 Million riders. It's the best deal ever and only while supplies last. Buy Inside Raining Training Secrets DVDs at InsideRaining.com or call 405-399-3122. Welcome back to Horse of the West, coming to you from the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse. Nearby Onondaga Lake hosted the Intercollegiate Rowing Association Championships from 1952 through 1994. The Syracuse Orange rowing crew still call the lake home. Back in the historic Coliseum, it's time for the Northeast Breeders' Trust Futurity, which is funded by stallion owners. They donate breedings that are auctioned to the public by the Central New York Reining Horse Association. Proceeds go into the purse, and some of that goes to the stallion owners.
3 highest scoring horses in the futurity, their sires will get a check from us. I believe first place was $2,500, second was $1,500, and third was $1,000. And we're also giving out trophies to them as well.
The stallion owners must like it because participation is growing.
You know, we started, I think, with like around 10 or 12 studs to start with, and we've grown to over 50 now.
This year, the purse for the Northeast Breeders' Trust Futurity is $58,000. There will be 3 judges scoring the runs. The open competition is for professional riders, and here's our first. Barbara Bouchard of Joliet, Quebec, Canada, on board Gunner's Done It All by NRHA $1 Million sire Gunner's Special Night. The horse is owned by Elodie Mayotte, who offered the mare up because Barbara didn't have a futurity horse.
That's the first time ever I showed her here. Yeah, because I was all the 3 old for this show, so she was like, well, you want to try her? So I went, yeah. So
Barbara says she has had faith in this very consistent mare.
I was confident about my stop. Well, she missed the last one, actually, but I was confident about it.
All in all, Barbara's happy with her ride. She earns a $216.50 for it from the judges. Dean Brown of Campbell Hall, New York, is riding Bob Santagata's Gunner's Groovy Checks by Gunner's Special Night.
We bought him out of the futurity sale from Bob Loomis, quarter horses. He's been a very nice horse to train all along. You know, whether he's going to turn out to be a level 4 open horse, but he's just an honest, kind individual. He went wherever I pointed him and did everything I asked him to do.
The judges reward Dean Brown and Gunner's Groovy Checks with a $219.50, which will put them in the lead. Spook Royale is by NRHA Hall of Fame member and $4 Million sire Smart Spook. He's owned by Laura Shea and ridden by NRHA Hall of Fame member Rick Weaver of Fairview, Pennsylvania.
Laura Shea raised him, and so I actually got him about as a yearling because being a young stallion, he was a little bit much for them to handle.
Rick says he's an athletic horse who showed well at the Buckeye Series, then had some trouble at the Congress. Here in Syracuse, they mark a $216.50 to tie Barbara Bouchard and Gunner's Done It Doll for second place.
You know, I had an overspin, and that threw me back away from the leaders. But besides that, he went ahead and showed really well for me. He everything I asked him to do, he was right there for me.
Alejandro Ortiz Vasquez of Markham, Illinois is riding SLJ Jr. by NRHA Hall of Fame member and $3 Million sire Smart Like Juice out of the great show mare Winder Up Shiner, all owned by Smart Like Juice Incorporated. They need a 220 or better to take the lead, and from the judges, it's a 219.50, which is going to put them in a tie for first with Dean Brown and Gunner's Groovy Checks. They give Alejandro's horse a rest, and then Dean gives it a whirl to see if he can mark any higher, and boy does he. It's a 225 for Dean of the Bob Santagata stallion Gunner's Groovy Checks. That means Alejandro Vasquez has his work cut out for him. A 219 is what he's going to earn to be reserve champion. Dean Brown and Gunner's Groovy Checks will win the Open Championship at the Northeast Breeders' Futurity. In the non-pro class for riders who don't get paid to train, we'll start off with Todd Shearer of Abercorn, Quebec, Canada, riding a homebred named Whiskey Done It Shiny by Whiskey and Diamonds.
I own his mother. I won a bunch of futurities on his mother. Obviously from Whiskey and Diamonds. And I had a full brother last year that I showed and won a bunch with, and I like the Whiskey and Diamonds. They've been really good to me.
It's a 2:14 for Todd Shearer and Whiskey Done It Shiny. Hang On Wizard is up next under owner Lori Shaw of Loretto, Pennsylvania. He's a gelding by Hang 10 Surprise.
And I've shown him just a couple times, and I think he's getting better every time he goes through the gate, and he just wants to go in and do his job. He just is so pleasant when he's in the pen and just listens to me, depends on me, and it's so hard to find. And he actually rides a lot better in the pen than he does outside in the warm-up, which is unusual.
Hang On Wizard shows up big for Lori, earning her a 2:16.5. Andre de Bellefeuille of Saint-Basile-le-Grand, Quebec, Canada, is riding a mare by It's All About Smart, named It's All About Mary.
She's from our first crop of our stud, It's All About Smart. It's All About Smart is a smart spook out of It's All About Cash. And this one, Mary, we call it Mary because the girl that takes care of the breeding at home, her name is Mary.
Andre says the mare won a pre-futurity in Quebec, but he still has some wrinkles to iron out, especially with her run down to the stump.
She doesn't run as straight, she's still young, and she's a big mare, you know. But she ran good. Last stop, I got into a hole a little bit. Otherwise, I think I would have had a little bit higher score. So I'm very happy with her.
It's a 2:15.5 from the judges for Andre de Bellefeuille, and It's All About Mary. That means Lori Shaw and Hang On Wizard by Hang 10 Surprise out of Miss Poco Wizard hang on for the non-pro win at the Northeast Breeders' Trust Futurity.
His mom was such a fabulous show horse, and it's amazing how that comes out.
Andre de Bellefeuille says he thinks the Northeast Breeders' Trust Futurity program will keep growing and Canadians will be part of it.
Because I think the program per se, and I think some people had success here, they came here from Quebec and had some good success. And again, like I said, the organization is kind. And you want to go to the horse show that are also fun. We also very often sponsor, we don't make money, so at least we have to have a good time, and the people are very polite and nice, and so I think that's the reason. And I think if the word spread out, it's going to get more and more like that, people.
Still ahead, a $2,000 investment in a single mare.
We kept one baby.
And a lot of hard work by the staff and management of Rafter Bell Ranch in Maysville, Oklahoma, produces the Equistat leading dam.
That was Mile Starlight.
Her Cinderella story next. Coverage of the Central New York Reining Horse Association Northeast Breeders' Trust Futurity and DECRA Rookie Shootout are generously sponsored by Little Dreamin' Magnum and Morrisville State College.
You're watching Horse of the West on RFD TV, presented by the Oklahoma City Convention and Visitors Bureau. Now, your horse inside and out with Dr. Joe Carter, sponsored by Beringer Ingelheim.
Rhino abortion is a very real problem. We don't see it as commonly as we used to because people have gotten so good at vaccinating their mares and doing some other herd management practices, like isolating pregnant mares from open mares, pregnant mares from yearlings, things that might have colds and coughs that can carry this rhino virus that causes abortion also. And so, but we do see it, so you have to be diligent. Talk to your veterinarian about the prevalence of rhino in your area and any special management, preventive measures, biosecurity measures that your veterinarian might recommend for your particular group of mares or broodmare circumstance. But rhinopneumonitis causes runny noses, coughs, fevers in young horses, or any horse actually. And then in pregnant mares, it can actually infect the fetus, affecting the liver and the lung of the fetus and the placenta, causing that mare to abort the pregnancy. It's a late pregnancy abortion. It occurs in the last trimester of pregnancy. Remember, mares are pregnant for 11 years and 5 days. 11 months and 5 days. And so you want to vaccinate these mares 3 times at 5, 7, and 9 months of pregnancy to prevent this rhino virus from attacking the fetus and causing an abortion in your mare. It's a very simple intramuscular vaccination to give. It's very effective and works very well as long as you do it at the right time and in the right time of year and when your horse is ready, and healthy to respond to it. So visit with your veterinarian about rhino abortion in mares, and I'm Dr. Joe Carter with your horse inside and out.
Your Horse Inside and Out with Dr. Joe Carter is sponsored by Beringer Ingelheim. Learn about their joint health portfolio at healthyhorses.com.
Western Performance horses stop, turn, and accelerate like no others. Oklahoma Equine Hospital believes these extraordinary equine athletes deserve health care devoted to their unique needs, proactive and preventive health strategies, experienced diagnosis of soundness issues, the most advanced therapies, treatments, surgery, and rehabilitation available, plus the latest in reproductive science, and top-notch mare and baby care. Oklahoma Equine Hospital, dedicated to the Western Performance horse.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the horse you've been hearing about, Little Dreamin' Magnum and Jeremy Gates.
Lil Dreamin' Magnum by NRHA Hall of Fame member Magnum Chick Dream. Out of 2016 Equistat top producer Mayo Starlight by Patty's Irish Whiskey, son of Peppy Sandbadger. Lil Dreamin' Magnum offers superior genetics and proven performance. Contact Stony Ford Reining Horses in Campbell Hall, New York.
The night in 2016 when a little horse named Spooky Whiz won the NRHA Futurity in Oklahoma City, Lydia, Kinley, and Paik Bell were staying with friends. Their parents, who had a vested interest in the outcome of that event, were in the stands.
They called me in the middle of the night and said, "Hey, guess who just won the Futurity?" And I'm like half awake, and I'm like, "Who?" And they said Spooky Whiz. And I'm like, Paik, Kinley, wake up.
Really exciting. Kind of shocking at the same time, though.
It was shocking because the Bell family had bred and raised Spooky Whiz. They knew he was a good horse.
He was good-minded. I liked him.
But he was their horse and the product of their two-mare breeding operation.
I actually was the first person to swing a leg over Spooky, and I enjoyed just riding him around with my dad holding the lead rope.
Paik's dad, Spence Bell, was studying animal science in college when he bought a mare named She Gotta Be a Herman, race-bred on top out of a Dock Bar granddaughter. He paid $2,000.
At that time, I didn't even have the money to pay for her right then. I had to pay her out. Fast forward through college, Chris and I got married right after college, and our game plan was to breed. Her name was Myrtle. Her nickname was Myrtle.
As in fertile Myrtle.
We bred her to the best horses we could afford, and then we sold all the stud colts, and then kept the fillies, and then kind of sorted through the fillies and figured out which one we liked, and so we kept that. So in that process, Mayo Starlight was born.
Mayo Starlight is a 1991 model by Patty's Irish Whiskey, a full brother to the great Gray's Starlight.
Well, I showed her in the reining. We've used her on the ranch.
I've done steer breakaway, I've headed on her, I've heeled on her, I've steer stopped on her.
At County Fair and 4-H, I've done the hunter hack, the hunt seat equitation, and pretty much all the English classes I could offer you. And then I had to do the trail and the Western Pleasure and horsemanship, halter, showmanship.
I ride her in the pasture sometimes. I have fun with her. She's a really good mare.
You can say that again.
She's a really good mare.
Mayo Starlight now has 19 foals with 13 performers. In roping and cowhorse initially, her first big hit in reining was a son of Hall of Fame member Magnum Chick Dream that ended up out on the East Coast, where he surprised just about everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the horse you've been hearing about, Little Dreamin' Magnum and Jeremy Gates.
Little Dreamin' Magnum was New York trainer Jeremy Gates' first NRHA Futurity Finals qualifier, and a huge success for him, for owner Kathy Biesecker, and for Mayo Starlight, who topped $100,000 in lifetime earnings as a dam with the money Jeremy earned in the Futurity Final. But the win of Mayo's son Spooky Whiz, who's by Spook's Got a Whiz himself an NRHA Futurity champion, was almost too much to believe.
We watch all the horses go, and we're like, the door's still open. The door's still open. Everybody's had something happen, some little bobble, something. And he comes in, and I can't quit hollering. I mean, I'm whistling and yelling for him, and not a peep.
The Bells, who run their own operation top to bottom, know it was a 1 in a million chance.
Mayo's success is not because of anything that we have done, any more than any other breeder that raises horses. It's just because of God's blessing.
But they're still working for the next one with the homebred under big-time riders Andrea Fapani and Casey Deary, and 5 more on the way next year.
She's been a blessing and a lot of fun for
for us.
So does Mayo get the star treatment now? Not on your life. During the day, she's out with all the other rafter bell horses and various cows, kids, and dogs.
We know from the few times she's had injuries and had to be in the barn, she's much better off outside. She's a better mare outside. Her whole demeanor is when she's been outside. The kids are used to going in the pasture and catching whatever horse they gotta catch out there with all the other mares. And you can tell she's very much wants to be a people horse because she'll come right up and stick her head in the door of whatever vehicle you're driving.
Mayo's a part of the family now, but what if somebody made the Bell family an offer?
It would be a hard choice, definitely be a hard choice, but my first responsibility is to take care of my wife and kids.
But he also has a responsibility to Mayo.
That's right. She's a close third.
Yes. And getting closer all the time.
You're watching Horse of the West on RFD TV, presented by the Oklahoma City Convention and Visitors Bureau.
I've been riding like 8 or 10 horses a day, every day, and I use the Continental saddle, and I feel really good. And you feel you're like ride a bareback. You don't feel so much the saddle, so that's make me really comfortable, and that's make me really thinking the saddle is doing a good job for me. And I think everybody should try because I feel really good.
So come check us out at continentalsaddlery.com and you'll experience the Continental difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the horse you've been hearing about, Little Dreamin' Magnum and Jeremy Gate.
Lil Dreamin' Magnum by NRHA Hall of Fame member Magnum Chick Dream. Out of 2016 Equistat top producer Mayo Starlight by Patty's Irish Whiskey, son of Peppy Sandbadger. Lil Dreamin' Magnum offers superior genetics and proven performance. Contact Stony Ford Reining Horses in Campbell Hall, New York.
This is the symbol of the artist formerly known as Prince. This is the symbol of the TV show formerly known as Inside Reining. Horse of the West. Still the place for complete reining coverage. Same network, same night, same time. Horse of the West, Mondays, 2:30 and 10:30 on RFD TV.
Watch in the weeks ahead for coverage of the NRHA Futurity Invitational Freestyle, the North American Affiliate Championship, NRCHA World's Greatest Horseman, and more.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the horse you've been hearing about, Little Dreamin' Magnum and Jeremy Gate.
Lil Dreamin' Magnum by NRHA Hall of Fame member Magnum Chick Dream. Out of 2016 Equistat top producer Mayo Starlight by Patty's Irish Whiskey, son of Peppy Sandbadger. Lil Dreamin' Magnum offers superior genetics and proven performance. Contact Stony Ford Reining Horses in Campbell Hall, New York.